Hello, welcome to the Context Needed podcast. My name's Kyle, joined by the Sapporo drinking, trashful man,
Spicy.
great sword wielding, Ryan.
Hello. Good day to all.
And Ollie can't make it again today. He's still dealing with a lot of stuff. We will have Ollie back, and we are going to do the biscuit tier list.
It isn't a myth. It's not a lie either.
Yes,
we
it's
will
not a
do
myth. It's not a legend. There are plans in play. We just need to get our shit together.
I'm not a good elf. I'm not a good goblin. I'm a good gnome. And you will get your biscuit.
I would say, like, how are you? But you've literally popped round for a cup of tea, not like, 4 or 5 hours ago, so there's no real point.
That's spicy. Couple of people in the garden with you and have a cup of tea.
Yeah, that's spicy. 6 people.
Your cup of tea in your dirty water.
Oh, that was... Right, we need to fucking have this conversation right now. You've just reminded me. So, Ryan and his partner came round to my house for a cuppa, because we can finally have people in the garden. So, I put the kettle on, I make myself a cup of tea. My wife doesn't like tea. It's weird, I know, but this next bit is weirder.
She has other positives.
Yeah, I made Ryan his cup of tea, and I gave him the biggest fucking cup I had, because I know he's a tea fiend.
I am a tea fiend.
And then I go to make... are you okay with me saying her name?
Yes, AJ.
Made Jay a cup of tea, and this is where I find out. She just wants the tea bag dunking in, and that's about it. So, I poured the water over the tea bag, took the tea bag out as soon as the water was poured, and then asked, do you want milk, sugar? No, just that. So, she didn't have a cup of tea. She had a cup of hot water with food colouring in it, basically. I think that's the easiest way of explaining that. Which
she is a
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking weird.
It's rude in a British man's household.
It was a waste of a fucking tea bag. That's what it was.
Yeah. You should have just used one of our tea bags afterwards. Just like pull our tea bag out, rinse some cold water over it for her. There you go. There's your tea.
I wouldn't even need to rinse cold water. Just pull them out, dunk them, and done. If I'd have known, I would have done that.
She is a tea fiend of another type. She is a fruity, tooty, not real tea fiend. What was that? He literally goes like,
what do you do? So he's decided to bring a ball upstairs. Bear in mind, the balls are not allowed in the house.
Is it one of the ins?
It's one of the outside balls that he's brought in the house because he's obviously snuck it past Becky. And he's
Becky's security is just lax, mate. That's what I'm saying.
Becky's security is bad as where I used to fucking work, mate. That's bad. So
I must admit, I did try and pick him up though, and then he just pissed everywhere.
Yeah.
Is that one of those little toys you get, and he goes?
Tell everyone how you feel.
Make an apology. Make an apology.
Go on. Down you go. And careful, you've caught your leg. Right, you can... Oi, stop. I'll give you some of this. I will.
What's a quality podcast people have tuned in for today?
He decided to bite my hand as I put him down.
I do like the large can. Like how it's
the large can's great.
They're like squaring on it instead of being completely circular.
Yeah.
You know, it's like edged.
I'm just going to have to quickly mute myself. 1 second, sorry. You carry on talking about the can. The can is great.
If everyone can see who's watching video, he's not muted.
Oh no, I muted myself on the podcast. I just didn't mute myself for you.
Oh, I can hear you. Because everyone can see here. It's
I wish
I kind of like that.
I wish more cans, like more beers, came in that style of can, because you have a great amount. They're actually really quick to cool down as well.
Yeah, that went in the fridge earlier today, and it's nice and cool.
I mean, I think I threw one in maybe... You know when you pick them up from the shop, you chuck them straight in the fridge, and they're never in the fridge at the shop, so you leave it for about half an hour before you have one. And it's always kind of tepidly cold. That one, it goes like, not like cold, but cold enough.
Cold enough, yeah.
But Sapporo is by far my favourite
My
Japanese
only
beer.
problem with it is this has been brewed in Vietnam.
Is what it
That's
is.
the fucking point. The thing is, though, I can remember I had a couple of cans of Asahi, which were from Japan, which were Japanese imported. Tasted fucking amazing.
The beer,
different.
when you get the actual imported stuff, it does taste different, 100%. But it's because of the water. It's because of the water.
Yeah, the bottles in the bigger bottles are brewed in Spain, and because of the water and it's like mineral content, and it tastes completely different, and it doesn't taste as nice. Almost like
no, I still like the bottled Asahi.
Yeah, it's still good.
But I've only ever had the canned stuff once because they don't have the canned stuff where I buy stuff. So
yeah, the canned stuff's only really at Co-op that I've seen it, or if you go to like an Asian shop where you're buying from like an Asian shop.
Yeah, well, we'll be able to have plenty. I mean, we're not talking about this on the podcast.
So
we're not gonna have like a big conversation about it. But me and Ryan have booked a flight to go to Japan. Ryan is finally going after how many years of wanting to go?
Like 5, 6?
At least 25 years.
I'm only 24.
Before
I was born.
At least 25 years. Yeah. But like I said, we're not going to go crazy into it because we don't want to jinx it. It's still very early days. We've booked this obviously way in advance, hoping that by the time this all comes out, our like travel restrictions are lifted and whatnot. So maybe closer to the time, we might do a bit of a podcast talking about what kind of things we've got planned to do. But we probably won't do a big talk about it until probably when we've come back. And then we'll probably, if say Ollie can't make it for a day or something, when we've come back, we'll
have like a
big talk about all this kind of stuff we got up to.
Japan. We could do a whole podcast where we show all the shit we get.
That is true. That would actually be pretty cool. I'd be interested in doing that.
I think that.
But to move away from Japan, because let's face it, we would keep going on about it
and overexcite ourselves like big kids. Yeah.
Easter eggs. It is Easter Sunday in the UK. Now, not all Easter eggs are made equal.
No. And
we are here to discuss that.
There is no perfect balance, as Thanos would like you to think. His coding is terrible.
See, this has always been the thing with Easter eggs, and I remember doing Easter egg hunts, where you know those like really fucking like cheap ones you get where it's like a pack of 10 and it's that really cheap bitter like chocolate. It's like cooking chocolate, isn't it? It's like the thing is, I eat them. I'll fucking eat them because it's like still fucking chocolate, but
free chocolate.
It's still like, this stuff is grim. I don't want this, but I'm gonna eat it anyway. But I think easiest thing to do. What is your S tier? You will grab it every single time. Easter egg.
Now, I don't go for Easter eggs as much now. It's usually just like a little bit of chocolate, like we were talking about earlier. But my go-to, if possible, is mini eggs. And I actually come home and realised I don't actually have mini eggs. I had the Maltesers, which are a good second. Which have been
is that the Maltesers bunnies?
These are the good shit. But they give you like fucking like 4 inhalables in here.
Oh yeah,
there's nothing to them.
Gone.
It's gone. It's like 4 inhalables, and they're all extra like wrapped themselves. There's no actual. It's shit.
Yeah, there's more air in that than anything else.
The chocolate is.
It is.
Top tier.
That's, I'd say, the Maltesers Easter egg stuff, like the Easter egg itself, the Easter egg like confectionery they do. Mm-hmm. I'd say all of it is a solid A tier. 100% solid A tier in my mind.
Solid A tier. But just sheer amount in there, lacking.
Yeah.
Absolutely lacking.
See, I think
Don't feel satisfied. But fucking mini eggs. Mini eggs are the king.
that's the same with
eyes.
Becky. Becky's all about the mini eggs. Now, I'm not saying they're bad. I do like a good mini egg, but to me, a mini egg is only B tier. But I do like the Easter egg. I don't like the little bits of chocolate. I like the actual
Easter egg.
I like the actual egg. And S tier, in my mind, and the only reason that it may be not a top S tier is because of the cost. Because I think these Easter eggs cost £14.
Jesus.
It is the Cadbury's Dime Easter egg, which has a thick Easter egg, and I'm talking thick with 27 C's Easter egg.
Slapped on it. Okay.
With dime bits inside the Easter egg. Not as in, I open the Easter egg and there's bits of dime sitting inside it. As in the chocolate of the Easter egg, there's dime bits in it. And it comes with like either 1 or 2 of the big dime chocolate bars as well. And it's just like, get the fuck in my mouth right now.
This fucker's 21 quid on Amazon, mate.
Yeah, in Tesco they sell it for about 14, 15 quid, I think. And
Tesco are sold out, mate. That's what's happened.
my boy, it's so good.
You don't, and the thing is you don't just get the chocolate egg, which does look like a thick boy. You get a bar as well.
You get 1 or 2. I
shit.
can't remember how many it is. Is it 1 or 2?
Oh, it's 12 quid on the direct Cadbury site.
I might have to pick some up. Now, do you want to know the most disappointing Easter egg I've had?
Go ahead.
I really like After Eights. The actual After Eight chocolate.
Just the little.
Yeah.
They did like a little Rolo style chocolate. It's not the same
it's not
as
good.
That wafer thin shine that you can just eat 100 of.
I really like them. I literally don't buy them for specific reason of I know I eat too many of them because they're so easy to eat. So I'll literally only have them around like Christmas time when everyone buys them for some reason.
They're definitely a Christmas snack.
Yeah. Definitely. But After Eight did an Easter egg where you got a pack of the wafer thins and a dark chocolate mint Easter egg.
Okay.
And the Easter egg is shit.
Didn't taste good?
I bought it twice in a row each year. Bought it the first time and I remember going, that Easter egg just wasn't that good. It didn't taste shit. Yeah, it didn't taste shit. It just didn't taste good. When you compare the chocolate they use for the wafers and the mint flavour they use for the wafers, it tasted like oh, this isn't After Eight, it's After 7. You know, like the knockoff variant you can get. That's what it tasted like the Easter egg did.
After 6:30 when you put the kids to bed.
Yeah. And then the year after, I completely forgot about this After Eight mini Easter egg. And I was like, holy shit, they do After Eight. I'm going to buy it. And then I started eating it. And then I remembered, I bought this last year, and it was just as shit last year as it was this year. So I've come to the conclusion I'm never fucking buying those again. It was the biggest fucking letdown.
I think it's also down to like the sizing, the shaping, the texture. That also like factors into the taste and the thing, because like you expect to taste a certain type of like, if I was to get a French fry and to eat it like a French fry crisp, I'm talking like Walker's French fries.
I know what you mean.
If I was to get one of those and eat it and it tastes like a fucking Pringle.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Like, it'd be wrong. It's like the shaping is thing. Like if I was then to have like a normal crisp which tasted like a French fry, it wouldn't be right. It still wouldn't be the same because of that texture.
It's the flavour and the texture mix, isn't it? Yeah.
That all hits in there. So if they're just trying to, like, the thing is they can't really do that. Like, you know, it's like a gooey layer of minty like filling, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't really,
see. It doesn't have that.
Tricky to do it in the You've not
you
got
don't
that
have
in the
that
eggs.
in the egg.
It's not really After 8.
I've got a feeling
After 7.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it'd be not impossible. I've got a feeling if they were to do it with the Easter egg, though, it would make the Easter egg go from something like, I think it was like £10. It'll make it go from something like £10 to like £20 easy.
And the thing is if you think about it, all you got to think about is that After 8 is that little square, which is full. But if you were to have that in a whole egg,
It'd be too
That'd
much.
Be way too much. Yeah, it'd be too much.
Well, it's like,
so you'd have to go for something more like, the dime one, where it's bits in there.
I can't remember if this was urban legend or if this was actually a thing that happened. Back when I was a kid, I remember hearing about a cream egg Easter egg that was
a full-size
filled.
thing that was a cream egg. I've got a feeling it was a urban legend.
I'm going to quickly Google
I'm not a cream egg guy. I'm not a cream egg guy, but I will be impressed by a full-size Easter egg, which was a cream egg. That would be like a fucking feat of engineering.
So it looks like a lot of people are showing how to make them.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people make them afterwards.
But it doesn't look like they were actually a thing. There were talks about it back in 2017. The thing is, for a fact it'd be impossible for them to sell it in the UK just because of like the sugar content and whatnot.
The sugar
content. I really like cream eggs. I'm not crazy about cream eggs like Becky is. I do like them, and I would never say no to one. But having one like this big, I like having the mix between the chocolate and the insides.
You're just not going to get that same. It's like that size and that shaping's perfect with a cream egg, because it's just a bit over an inhalable, really, isn't it? It's just that little bit bigger.
I'd say if I'm really gunning for one, I can do it in 2 bites easy.
Yeah, 2 bites I'd say is definitely the thing for a cream egg. But how the fuck are you going to do that with a full like dislocate your jaw?
I just think it would just at that point you might as well just be eating the filling just like with a spoon, and I've got a feeling that'd just be too much. It'd be way too much.
Brush your teeth with sugar.
Yeah.
The head literally fucking brush my teeth with sugar. I think that would be way too much.
Yeah, I think it's also like one of the things I do like going back with like the other Easter eggs. Obviously, there's always the argument I hear: who has the better Easter egg, Nestle or Cadbury's? Because out of the companies that make them, Nestle and Cadbury's own the majority of.
They're the bigger ones.
They're the bigger ones. You do get Galaxy eggs, but a lot of the time they are for the specific like Galaxy chocolate Easter eggs, and they have their specific Galaxy. I prefer the Galaxy chocolate taste-wise, but I've always said this about. Well, I've always said this about chocolate. So obviously, the 2 main contenders in the UK is Galaxy and Dairy Milk for your bars.
They're the 2
big
biggest
bars.
for your bars. Yeah.
Now, Galaxy chocolate, I like the bars, isn't something I want to chomp on and munch down. I want to break a bit off, chomp it a little bit, and then let it melt and enjoy the creaminess.
It's a smooth chocolate.
Dairy Milk, I'm just gonna nosh on that bad boy and get it down me because it's a real chomping chocolate.
Do you know what I preferred? OG like shaped Dairy Milk. Do you know how they've changed it in recent years?
Yeah.
Do you remember like OG, like when back 2000, 2005?
Proper blocky, wasn't it?
Proper blocky shit where if you put it in the fridge and you try and bite that shit,
it'll break your teeth. Mate, it was a lethal weapon when you fridged that stuff.
You eat that shit. So fuck off.
Sir, it was Colonel Mustard in the fridge with a Dairy Milk.
Have you ever been to Cadbury World?
Yeah, when I was like a real... Probably back when you was not even in school, I think. That's how long ago it was.
I've been twice, right? First time, amazing. Second time, not quite as good. I didn't get as many free samples, but, the recession was in play. I didn't really understand, but I was there like, I'm not getting as much free chocolate as I did last time. What the fuck's going on?
It's terrible.
This is awful. Bad review.
Jeeves, take me home.
Cadbury World, though, is a banger. Like, Cadbury World, like, crunchy, but... Oh, I'm sorry. Like, but Easter eggs, fuck your Easter eggs out the window. I'd much rather just get given one chunk at Crunchy Bar, and I could be happy with a Crunchy Bar.
Dude. So you know how they make the dime Easter egg? They do the exact same thing with Crunchy. How did you not know this? Have I just opened a door to another realm of possibilities for you? Look at his face. If you're just listening to the podcast, this guy has got full on open eyes, Pogger's face.
And they get free chocolate bars with the bugger.
Yeah.
And Sainsbury's, 10 quid.
Wait, is that the one that's got the bits in the egg?
Crunchy inclusion.
You'd have to make sure, because there's...
Yeah, hollow milk chocolate egg with honeycomb granules.
Yep, that's the one.
Ooh, I might be driving to Sainsbury's tomorrow for a bit of essential shopping.
They've done these ones for like maybe 4 or 5 years now. At least since I've lived here.
If I knew that it existed, I would have had that. Actually, do you know what we were talking about? Because my mum got me a chocolate orange, Galaxy eggs, which I'm yet to try. I've never had those yet.
The gold eggs.
Yeah.
Grab some and try them on stream. They are really good.
Give me a second. I'll run down and grab them. And then I've had the bunnies, which I've finished. Now
the bunnies are dead.
The bunnies are gone. I've got halfway through the fucking orange because that was just like inhalable bits. But we used to go to the post office. Like, Mum would go and pay the thingy, and if me and my sister were really lucky, and Mum had got a little bit of change, we'd get a chocolate bar each.
Ooh.
And I always used to have, the Terry's chocolate orange bars or an Aero. And I've not had an Aero in fucking time.
It's what I find funny with you talking about like chocolate bars as a kid, because when I was a kid, they didn't do Terry's chocolate orange in a bar. It was just the orange. That was what you got.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid back then, it was like
penny sweets.
No, it wasn't even like penny sweets, right? It was you're not fucking getting one. That was what it was for me. As simple as.
Well, it wasn't all the time, but if most of the time it'd be like once a month or whatever, like for the TV license and shit.
Yeah.
My mum would go and pay the TV license at the post office. Obviously, this was before the internet was really massive.
When no one liked using direct debits.
Well, my mum did use direct debits, but this is just one thing I can remember her going and paying.
Yeah.
Or like pick up a parcel. So it'd only be like once a month. So we'd usually be lucky and we'd get a chocolate bar of our pick. Fucking Aero chocolate.
Mate, I still eat that shit all the time. It's so good.
I feel like if I go back and try some now, it won't be as good.
You've just fucking reminded me of when I was talking about Aero back in the office, and how I was saying I'd got Aero Mint or something like that, and you were saying, but that's why. What do you want about Aero Mint? That's the only one. And
that's all I could remember.
You thought the only variation of Aero was the Aero Mint, and I remember I specifically said, I'm going to go to the fucking shop and buy a normal one now, just to fucking blow your mind. And I went to Tesco on my lunch break, bought a normal Aero, and fucking yeeted it at you.
Well, that was the thing though, like for me, if I was going to have an Aero, I don't even think, no, do you know what? I don't think I can't remember if they had normal Aeros in. Like, some shops just have like one of one thing. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's because the normal Aero is not as popular as Aero Mint.
Aero Mint's so much nicer.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what they used to have? Like in the old post office is gone now, which is such a shame because it was amazing. Don't get me wrong. The post office, which is like a mini subsidiary thing within the corner shop that's in the old pub now in Draycott where I live, is a fucking banger. Because they know what they're doing in there. They're really good. Like, I've never had like bad service at all. Like, the guy comes in, he's like, bish, bash, bosh, there you go. Sorted. Problem solved. In, out. If you're collecting something, they're always good. But the old thingy, they had like, not like, how you have your shelves in the corner shops. This was like a big, like, tray. So it's like a soundboard. Like, you're like a sound
mixing desk, yeah.
It's like a size of a mixing desk, but it's just a wooden thing with chocolate all in it.
Was it by the till?
So the till was next to that, yeah. And then
that's how they used to lay it out. And I think I remember
and then they'd have the two like bays where you could collect your items and shit from as well.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of corner shops had the chocolate laid out in that way.
Well, the post offices, yeah.
Post offices did, but also corner shops in general. And I've got to be fucking certain the reason. Well, all the ones I did go to when I was growing up had them in that way, and I'm sure
it's an old
one of the main
design,
reasons.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I think one of the main reasons was probably to stop kids nicking the chocolate bars.
Yeah.
because if they had them near the door, kids would just grab them and fucking leg it. Whereas if they're right by the counter, it's nigh on impossible to steal something from directly in front of the counter.
With the what's it called? With the shape and the size of the post office, it was very tricky for you to get in and out without somebody noticing you. Unless there was a lot of people in there, which there wasn't really. There'd be like 4 or 5 people in there tops most of the time, maybe a few more. But it was like your counters were like 2 meters away from the door.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But then they'd have to get out and run to catch them, so they'd still be able to run. But all the chocolates were near them. But then they got toys like tractor toys and shit all up on the things. Like
that's what post offices were like back then. If I remember them.
They had some good shit in there.
I think we've talked
something
about
I found out the other day. Post Office and Royal Mail, not the same company.
No, they're not.
Didn't ever realise that.
No.
I feel so stupid for not realising it.
Because Post Office is a private company. So's Royal Mail, I think.
Royal Mail is now, yeah.
It didn't used to be,
sold
I don't think.
No, it used to be Finger, and then they sold it. Like the railways and stuff.
Yeah. It's I thought that as well. Not going to lie. I thought that as well. And I found out maybe a handful of years ago that they are in no way connected.
From some fucking... It was a news article from some shit news article place now about a TikTok. I was like, how is this like how I've learned about this? Is this really the world we live in where I'm learning about this from some bloke on TikTok spitting it and then some shitty news thing advertising it on my Facebook? I was like, I felt dirty not knowing that. I felt disgusting. I felt like not a proper British man. I felt disgusting.
I mean, you're on about like the corner shops. I still remember the one near my secondary school. That was it was literally, you know how on bridges you'll sometimes have like the little buildings either side, like kind of like gatehouses kind of thing. So that was the only one on this bridge. We called it the toll bridge to walk across to go to school. Basically you'd cross over from the Meadows into like West Bridgeford to go to the school I went to, and we called it a toll bridge. It wasn't. It was just a footpath bridge, and it had this little gatehouse type thing on the Meadows side, and it was a little shop. And by little shop, I mean smaller than this room was the space for the people.
We're talking like League of Thingy Gentlemen, and it's like, this is a local shop for local people.
It weren't like that, because obviously we had all the school buses going past it kind of thing, but it was literally tiny. Like you'd go in, I fucking distinctly remember this. You'd go in, and the door was at an angle, so you'd go in, and there'd be a flat wall here, magazines, with the dirty mags at the top. Back in the day when they weren't covered, they didn't have like the only thing they had
What's
on
the
them.
name of that? There was the big one that had a name that everybody knew, and I can't remember it now because it's just like, no, not Hustler. I'm literally going to Google old British porn mags.
There was loads of them, and I remember them distinctly because the only thing that would cover the dutty stuff would be like it wasn't like an opaque silver like it can be now. It was kind of like frosted glass effect. But the issue is, if they'd been pushed in tight and the frosted glass plastic was on the magazine, you could see through it and see everything. So everyone used to see everything there. And so that was on that wall. And it would be literally maybe about this wide, about as wide as me, this magazine rack was. But obviously tall. And then right next to the door there was a top open fridge for all you fucking 10p ice pops and magnums and all that kind of shit. And then just behind that there'd be another rack about the size of me width-wise, but tall, of all sweets. And then there'd be like another one, and then him, where you buy it.
Where you sit, yeah.
And I fucking remember, I think I was
Monkey steal.
No, I didn't steal. I didn't have the fucking guts to steal back then. I have stolen. I'll fucking openly admit it. I've fucking stolen. I've done a lot of shit. But I didn't steal from
Hello,
that
police.
place. And I remember getting onto the fucking bus. Someone legged it onto the bus.
Go, drive!
No,
Like
didn't do that. But you like looked across the road. The shopkeeper had like gone out and looked around, and then just gone back in. It turns out this fucking kid had nicked a pack of fucking Star Mix.
Oh, what a good choice.
Fucking nicked a pack of Star Mix. I'm sure the fucking next day we had a school-wide assembly about fucking theft and whatnot. And it got to the point, though, because they did that assembly, and because that shop was always packed, people just kept on getting worse. Because the freezer was right next to the door, as soon as it got busy and people had opened it to get stuff out to buy it, someone else would just dip their hand in, grab a few ice pops and leave. And he wouldn't be able to see because of how busy it was.
Because it's just how many people, and that's why they have that one school children allowed.
Yeah, well, it got to the point where he tried to do that, but he couldn't because it was literally only kids going around that time. And eventually it got to the point he would close. He just closed the store for the period of all the school kids walking across the bridge. He just closed it for like, I think 45 minutes of that period. He'd just have like a long lunch break around that time and just not bother having the store open because he was just, kids were just nicking from him all the fucking time.
So I can't find the name of the one I was thinking about that used to be on the top that I can remember, but there is a few that have caught my eye.
Yeah,
so Japan, like, it's given me releases for different places. Canada only had one marketed to heterosexual men, which was called Summon, which is still running apparently in Quebec.
Summon?
Yeah, like SUMMUM, Summum.
Oh,
Summum.
I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely want to go buy one of these dirty magazines now to see what is it that makes people. How are they still in business? How are people still buying this?
A lot of these have actually like gone out of thingy here because there's one in Japan called Beppin.
Oh, I think I saw that one. I think I saw that one when I was out there.
Well, you might not have because it was Beppin originally, then 1984 to 1994, and then afterwards it was Beijing.
No, I think I saw the name Beppin because remember when I said I accidentally walked into the adult shop, or not? I didn't accidentally.
It could have been an old
adult
one they'd
shop.
Still got.
I walked into an all-purpose shop, which it was on the first floor with figures and manga and all that. And then I took a picture of some, and I'm walking upstairs, sending this picture to Becky until I walk through the upstairs, and it's the adult section. And there was lots of adult stuff, and I remember seeing, like, on, like, one of the walls or something, the only wall that didn't have dirty stuff was just, like, I'm sure I saw Beppin, and I don't know, I'm guessing it was just, like, a poster of, like, an older, like, cover or something.
An old poster, yeah. Lemon People. A lolicon hentai manga magazine. Luckily, that ran from 81 to 98, and it doesn't run anymore.
FBI, open up!
Open up! Manga Bariko. Oh, Manga Bariko. Another lolicon hentai magazine.
Bitch, just get that young animal.
1983 to 1986. Eureka, 1986, either it was just that year or it's still going, is a monthly men's magazine. It was just popular girls and women with their tits out most likely. And there was Video Boy. Video Boy looks a bit more like, your Playboy. It's you've just got a woman.
I've heard of Video Boy, and I've seen. I think Video Boy is more gravure stuff. I've seen a lot of Video Boy stuff. Called
Chick or Chic, I'm presuming they might pronounce it. Or maybe something completely different, because I found that Van Gogh wasn't actually pronounced Van Gogh or Van Gogh. It was Van... It's literally like...
Van
it's like Van... It's like Van...
Was it Van...
The guy's... It's Van... The guy pronounced it in this YouTube video is literally like he's sucking on a dick.
How to pronounce...
Now, England...
Van Gogh. Here we go. How to pronounce Van Gogh properly. It's a 1 minute 20 video. Let me just see if I can.
You skip a little bit, and she's like, "This is how we actually say it."
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute the advert that's playing because we don't need any of that shit.
Yeah, so
everything
England
that you should know
is
about
second
how in
to
Dutch
America.
as it is in
for the amount
It's
of
too.
porn
It's
it
got
sees.
too much stuff in this video for me to play. I ain't doing that.
Yeah. So England's got the second largest, and it's not as big as America's. America's was amazing, like it's huge. We had one called Asian Babes, which is just
Asian babes.
Asian babes of all varieties. I think there's an Indian lass on there, Pakistani,
Well, I think when they do Asian
Japanese,
babes,
Korean,
it literally
Chinese.
is all of
It's
Asia, kind
the
of
whole
thing.
of Asia. Yeah, Club International.
I remember that one because that
which is-
one was always in the top shelf.
That is the sister magazine to Club, which is American. It's because as is called International crossover, it's over here, which is just pretty standard. Page 3, which isn't in any of these, but page 3 was the third page in The Sun,
Oh yeah,
which was
that was.
Or what did The Sun used to be called? It used to be called something else.
I don't know.
I think that's way before us, to be honest.
I remember because I didn't have access to a computer for such a long time. My wank bang 9 times out of 10 used to consist of the girl from the third page of The Sun and
Yeah.
the girls in the Daily Star, because we used to get the Daily. I can't remember why we'd have the Daily Star in our house, but there would always be a Daily Star, and there was always some good stuff in the Daily Star.
Apparently, I think this may still be. This has got a website. The Escort magazine. Now,
I think
Escort
Escort's still
magazine.
going.
I'm looking at it here. It's like Hot Naked Wives, and this is like classic 90s / early 2000s
Is it what,
magazine.
Escort magazine? Let me see what you're seeing.
Now, this is the type of magazine like where you'd go to the back and you'd be able to like do the text messages to get. Like you pay to get ringtones and shit. Can you remember that when you used to have to pay for them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what's this? I can see the Escort magazine Wikipedia page. Oh, fucking hell, I remember that one. These
Then
are the
there's-
ones we used to find. These are the ones we used to
you know,
find.
find them in the
in,
you
like-
find them in the woods.
in the woods,
like a
yeah.
wooden area. Some kid had nicked it, and then they'd have been like, all the lads have been there, and like you'd find ripped up bits of pages in like the bushes at your park and shit.
I've just gone to the Escort Wikipedia page, and the front is just like hot naked wives.
That's the one I was looking
The
at.
one in the top left just says "My wife's mad orgy." It's obviously advertising like The Ringing as well, because like there's one was like contact us, we want seeing to.
Fiesta,
Oh my god!
Mayfair I've heard of, but that's a bit more classy.
Wait, there's an official
Men
website
only?
of the Escort publishers. I need to see this.
Have you gone to it?
I've gone to the official website.
It's got XXX as well, which makes it even better.
Oh yeah, rather than .com, it's .xxx. Wait, they've actually still got magazines going, and they've still got like
physical magazines.
yeah, physical magazines, and then they've just got like videos on their website you can buy. Like this one, I can buy this video for $3.99. It's like, oh, I can't believe this. Magazines are still going. This is insane.
Who's buying this shit? Have they not?
I genuinely think I'm gonna have to buy one just to see the content
The
inside
magazine.
it to understand
we should
why
do-
are people still buying them.
We should do a video, right, for our channels where we just us two get together. We'll buy a bunch of these, like whatever magazines we
Yeah.
can get, and we'll sit down and we'll go. Let's see what the fuck's going on here.
It will obviously just be the camera on us looking at the stuff because I'm not censoring that shit. It's too much work.
It's
But
too much work.
It would just be funny to just see our reactions of why would you spend like £5 on this magazine when I can literally just go to the internet and have it for free?
Honest to God, I'm not going to look at any more names and stuff there, but I can't remember what it's called. I can't think of it, but it's like these magazines are just like, who's buying these?
Well, it was
anymore?
like
I'm gonna go to the paper shop. You know, I'm gonna make a point to go to that paper shop and go and have a look. And I'm literally gonna go take one of each.
I think what I'll do is
Slap them down.
I'll go to a corner shop, I'll go buy a few, and I'll literally go, who actually buys these nowadays? I'm genuinely.
You're the only one.
And like, I would say like, I'm not after names. I'm not trying to be like creepy. I literally had a conversation about this. I just kind of want to know what clientele buys these, because the thing is, like, I've only ever seen one person buy a dirty magazine, and this wasn't like someone stealing it. And I saw it back when it was that same corner shop that kids used to steal from. I was skiving from school and I was waiting for the bus. And it was an elderly man walking out of the shop, and I could see it through his carrier bag. That was the only time I've seen it bought. And
Classic mistake.
Well, I can understand.
You get the newspaper and you slip it.
Oh, you slip it inside there. But the thing is,
I'll get a newspaper. My newspaper will be about this thick with.
I think the thing is that I can understand like him, especially at the time, him buying that back around that time. It wasn't fast internet. It wasn't dial-up.
Well, and how old was he?
He was old. So it's probably just that's what he knows. Anyway? That's all he knows. He'd never
probably have internet either. Yeah, that's the only people I can think of. But even now,
I've got a feeling that generation's gone now.
Because my dad was sat there and he's trying to get on his stock car page, and he's like, "Whoa, Ryan, what the fuck's this?" And he clicks on this link, and it's the legit link, but it just comes with this woman with these fucking huge tits. Like, this is Margaret, she could feed a fucking creche. And I'm like, Dad's like, don't tell your mum, take your mum back. Slam open the door to the stairs, run upstairs, Mom!
Dad's looking at tits! Well, it was like what we was talking about earlier, and how like I'd finished the stream yesterday, and I was sorting out the VODs and stuff, and I could hear sex noises on the TV downstairs. Yeah. But I'm like, I've got like my headphone like this, so I can still hear what was going on. But like, I heard them as I came off the stream, and I'm sorting out the VODs. I'm sorting out any bits I need to post, like checking the Twitter and stuff. And I check, and it's still 10 minutes later. And the sex noises are still going. And I just turned around and just shouted down the stairs to Becky, like, Becky, are you watching porn or something? And she just shouts up the stairs like, no, it's Bridgerton.
Legit. I went downstairs, and I actually sat there for a moment while my mum was watching. I was like, wow, this woman is incredibly sensitive. Like,
she's like,
incredible. Like, Pelly even got his tip in. She's there like, oh. I was like,
if only that's what would really happen.
But the thing is, like, the whole thing is like, oh, he's actually like, you know, a bit dull down there, so he can't actually have kids. But all it is he's pulling out, and he pulls out, and he's there like on this step going.
Like, it must be so awkward having to act sex scenes, let's face it. It must be so awkward.
Well, I think I can remember watching like an interview once where they were talking to this woman, and her husband was directing. She was in it, and she was having sex with another actor who was like one of their best friends. And they're just kind of there like...
It looks great. It really looks like you're having sex.
I mean... if you're a method actor.
Well, I think, don't they wear like nude coloured underwear?
They literally wear like that beige nude.
Yeah, because I think they wear like, because I mainly wear like compression shorts. That's the kind of underwear I like to wear, and I've got a feeling they wear that kind of stuff because it keeps. Well, I think for men especially, they have to wear stuff that keeps everything out of the way and like compressed, so it's not rubbing up against them, kind of thing. It must.
Yeah.
God, imagine if though, like, just fucking wild thought. Not even that they just did it, but imagine if, like, you're wearing your stuff. I'm guessing they might have to sometimes wear a cup to make it so that they're not even rubbing that on them. But the female is incredibly sensitive, and you rubbed on them because obviously you're going to do those motions for the scene. But imagine if you rubbed on them, and they actually did start moaning in a very sensual, sexual manner. And it'd just be like,
I've had.
You'd be there like, fucking hell, she's a good actor, isn't she? She's really into this.
Because I was there like, really? And I think the thing is like, don't get me wrong, I've had I've had a female like rub herself up against like my leg, and like start to stimulate herself, because it is a case of like some people are more sensitive, but it's like it's not everybody who does that. You don't expect that a lot.
No.
So it's a bit like, it'd be really weird.
Well, it's the isn't there the thing at the minute that they have to have like a lot of talks between mainly males, because
it's literally because it's like it could be, you know, sexual. It could be considered like if it does accidentally go somewhere.
Well, no, I was thinking more like they have to have talks with males, from what I remember reading recently, because a lot of schools and a lot of parents and a lot of people aren't properly explaining sex to like the younger generation in a good way. So the only thing, let's face it, guys are seeing is porn. And let's face it, that shit can skew how you see it.
Especially how you view it as a young kid. You're not paying for the full video, and you're not seeing a majority of the content you get off Pornhub.
You're seeing like an hour-long video condensed into 10 minutes kind of thing.
10, 20 minutes, yeah. And it's like the best bits. And even then, it's not even the best bits, because most of the time you don't get the cum shot, and it's like,
you don't get the money shot.
And you're like, fuck.
Just on that note, the most annoying fucking thing a porn video can do is when they go into the position for the money shot, about to show it, and then it fades to the logo of the studio, and you just hear the money shot behind it. And it's like, fuck you.
Why can't you just accept my ads I'm watching?
Why is that not good enough for you? The amount of ads on that stuff nowadays is insane. They must make so much money. Pornhub must be fucking real.
You can make a real killing if you have a decent like viewership on there.
Yeah.
Like, there's people like just and then you've got the whole OnlyFans factor as well. You can make a fucking killing.
Like, I mean, let's face it, we always kind of take the piss out of the OnlyFans kind of scheme, but I think we've always agreed, like, they're playing the game, and they're playing it well. A lot of them are. Like, some of these girls that are making bank off this shit, and it's like they're just playing to their strengths. And literally, it's annoying because big old fucking monkey me can't make that kind of cash doing that kind of, let's face it, easy work.
You'd be surprised. I mean, there's a lot of different fetishes out there, and there's a lot of people. We're not kink shamers here.
Is there fat monkey belly fetish?
Probably, yeah. There's probably fat trash man fetish as well.
Fat trash man fetish.
Like I'm not lying when I say there is an account there ready. If I really ever do just give up completely and go, right,
boy, just fucking do it. I've told you so many times.
So why are you handing in your notice today? Get those fat stacks from showing my dick on the internet.
Got those fat stacks from OnlyFans, and I'm doing a cam show later.
With your wife.
And that's what you walk out the studio with finger guns kind of thing.
You have a mariachi band come in for you that you've hired with your OnlyFans money, like, he's going to OnlyFans. Party poppers.
He comes on the internet for cash.
Your missus pays for it, but you don't know.
This is real world NTR.
I'm sorry, boys. I'm just cooking you all. I mean, I could do it, if I get to a point where I'm like confident with my body shape, because I know at the moment I'm really not I'm not confident enough to show myself as I am. Like, I get anxious about my body, even with Jay. I'm like, I just feel like I'm not adequate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trust me. But I've felt that since I was fucking like 22 years old, mate. That's how long it's been since my.
I think the big thing.
That's how long it's been since my body's been in like a good shape. And even when when I was doing like the fight training and stuff, I was starting to get into a better thing. The issue I've got is I'm not the kind of person to go on fucking diets and all that shit.
I just like chocolate too much.
I like
Chocolate and beer.
I don't eat like healthy meals because they're fucking pain in the ass to make a lot of the time. And like loads of people always say, "Oh, just meal prep. It's real easy." It's like, yeah, but I've seen your meal prep. Your meal prep means you're eating the same meal for like a fucking week. I hate doing that. I don't. I love pizza.
I love eating,
but I'm not gonna have pizza 2 days in a row. I hate having the same meal 2 days in a row.
I had chicken and rice every day. Like it wasn't meal prep, but I'd make chicken and rice for myself every day when I was working at the university, and I'd have that every evening. I'd eat that as my dinner.
Yeah.
And I'd have like the same kind of soup, and I'd have Weetabix for breakfast, like bog standard, no milk, no sugar, like milk, Weetabix, that's it, no sugar on that.
No
shit.
sugar, no sugar.
Soup, maybe a little sandwich, usually made out of a pita bread, like cut in half and slapped in. Really nothing to it, and then I'd have this chicken and rice, and maybe an orange juice here and there. Like, but I literally was just drinking water at that
Isn't
point.
that when you was doing the running? I'm guessing.
And I was running, so I lost loads of weight. I didn't look any better than you could tell I was skinnier. Like, if you look at pictures of me, I'm skinny.
Yeah.
But I still had a belly.
My light's washing me out like mad. I just realised I got proper
I still think a belly, but it wasn't as bad. Well, it's got worse now because I've Jay comes in, she's like, "Oh, I've got these cornflake cakes with chocolate cornflake cakes with mini eggs on for you," and I'm like,
"Why are you doing this?"
The idea, and then I'm like, "Mum, just get me a bag of mini eggs. That's all I want." She's like, "Chocolate orange, Maltesers, Galaxy."
Of course, she's done that. You know she would.
Always. But that's the thing. It's like, I got to a point where I was like, there's got to be a way I can do this, and obviously moderate how much sugar I'm eating, because I used to eat a lot more sugar, and I'm surprised I'm not diabetic, honestly, because when I say I've
got a feeling that's something I have to be careful of, especially with how obviously I'm only getting older. I'm definitely gonna have to start
cut down on your sugars,
like worrying and getting concerned about that going forward, because I will probably die if I turn diabetic, because I don't think I'd be able to live without some of the stuff I eat.
I used to eat like equivalent of a packet of biscuits a day.
Oh, I've already eaten a packet of biscuits today.
And then some. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, and I'd have like breakfast, I'd then eat my lunch, and then have a second lunch, which was usually a jacket potato, which was a fucking big jacket potato, covered in beans, cheese, garlic butter, bit of tuna on there as well, because I'm a bit weird.
Blech.
Fucking good shit. The thing is, if you ate that and you're on the late shift at the council, everyone would believe in you, be like, "Don't worry, I've got this." It's like conked out in your chair, like, because you've just eaten the fattest jacket potato ever. Oh, but what I was saying was, what was I saying?
You were saying stuff about food and how we was not conscious. Yeah, we're conscious of our bodies, kind of thing.
I used to eat like nothing in run, and I was like, I really can't do this. I'd have like a treat day every week, like on a Friday, where I'd have like some shit. But that was really like, usually that was literally just like one thing.
I had a fun-sized Milky Way.
Legit, it would be like maybe a bit of a unhealthier food or something. Like, we'd have a takeaway or something. But even then, most of the time, I wouldn't.
Mm.
And honest to God, like, I could do it and I enjoyed it because I like rice and chicken.
There's nothing wrong with rice and chicken. I had a lot of rice and chicken when I worked at Dambuster.
But it gets to a point, like you say, when can you really sit there and eat that? And I mean, after having Jay cook for me with some of the stuff she makes, food's just too good. Like, she did these pork cutlets with this mash with a little bit of like some herbs of some sort, like spring onion or something in it, in like butter. And then she did this like cucumber, lettuce, and like sour cream salad.
Yeah.
And then she has this red sauce from Poland.
The thing is, though, like,
I wouldn't say it's better than Heinz, but it's like one of those things where it's like,
it's a sidestep.
It fights its corner.
Yeah, I think the thing is, though, with that kind of, like, that kind of food though is fine to have. Like, I know when I go back into training, the main thing I need to just cut back on is sugars. 100% sugars. At the end of the day, I'm a heavyweight. I'm always going to be in the heavyweight category. Even if I do, I really want to try and continue doing fights after, because you're only allowed to do 3 charity fights. But I really want to continue doing fights after that, in just like into like amateur. But I know I will always be a heavyweight. There's no way I'm cutting weight and doing that kind of stuff to go to
cut it enough to get to like a
well, I mean,
midweight.
so let's just look at MMA weight classes just so we can see.
I mean, I was watching that video of what's her name, that the
Chris
woman
Cyborg.
who, when she was cutting that, she looked in fucking agony.
See
her kick the shit out of someone afterwards. You're like, Jesus.
Yeah, a lot of the time,
not eating anything.
Yeah, a lot of the time, that's the case though, because it's honestly crazy, because people seem to think when you say weight cutting, it's, oh, they're just losing weight. It's not. Weight cutting is keeping the nutrients, keeping the muscle mass, keeping all your density, but you are just literally removing every ounce of water content you can. And that's because a lot of the time, like, especially when they're about
5% water, and that's the thing. That's what people
so that's all they're doing. They're
do.
dehydrating the living shit out of themselves to just get all of that out of their system. I'm just trying to find the weight classes because Wikipedia gave me the world's worst weight classes kind of thing. Unified weight classes, boom. So heavyweight is over 225 pounds up to 265 pounds. I think MMA doesn't have a super heavyweight category. Like, I don't think UFC has that. So it's just basically over. In fact, we'll just go by UFC weight classes because they're the easiest ones to go by, based off of what we're talking about currently. UFC rankings, UFC weight classes. Here we go. So, go away with the notifications. Here we go. So, heavyweight. Minimum weight of 205 pounds, max weight of 265 pounds. There isn't one above that. So heavyweights do have to still cut to get to 265, but I think that's more if they're doing like championships. I'm not 100% on that. But that's 120.2 kilograms. Now when I fought, I weighed in at 110 kilograms. If I wanted to do a light heavyweight fight, I'd have to go to 93 kilograms. That would be cutting 17 kilograms in weight.
I'm 85 currently, maybe more because of all the chocolate I've been eating. I couldn't imagine you being that. You'd be literally just like skin and bones, like if you were to like lose that weight. But if you were to cut it,
the thing is, like, I've got a feeling with it'd be horrendous. I'd be a broken man. But I think if you were in...
They're like, just give me a fucking Kinder Egg or something.
No, it wouldn't be that. Just give me a drink of water, please. Because the thing is, like, everyone seems to think when you just talk about dehydrating yourself for the weight cutting, they're literally not drinking water. It's like, no, you're able to drink, but you're only allowed to drink very specific amounts at very specific times, from what I remember the science of it is.
Yeah, because you need to at least keep some coming into which it then uses.
Yeah, because if you don't drink any water at all, your body retains it as much as it can because it notices nothing's coming in. So you basically have to fuck with the system and have sips of water to make it believe water's coming in, so it drains more out of your system in sweat and piss. I think if you were to be like at a prime time weight for you, there's no way you'd be a light heavyweight. You're way too small for that. You'd probably be middle to welterweight. You would be. Because, like,
I'm 84, but that's currently mostly fat. There's a little bit of muscle still left on me from the gym.
Well, there'll be fat and water retention. So, like, if you were to say do weight cuts, you'd be going to welterweight, because the whole idea is like a person who is just in light heavyweight wouldn't usually fight in light heavyweight. They would weight cut to middleweight, because as soon as the weigh-in's done, they can then drink the water, eat their like nutrients, and they'd go back up to whatever weight they'd normally be, and then you'd be fighting potentially with a weight advantage, which people always seem to misunderstand what a weight advantage is. It's like it's crazy.
If you're skilled, like you've said to me, like if I'm skilled enough, like if I was at a higher level of like jiu-jitsu than you, I could take you out. Like that's how it works. Or I could at least give it a good go.
Yeah, the thing is, like, say if you've been doing jiu-jitsu for a year and I've been doing it for a month, you would beat me quite easily. You would be more tired after it though, because of how much weight I have on me.
Training, a smaller body, like obviously lifting and moving something bigger.
Yeah.
It's like when you use bigger weights, it's simple as that. It's like, I can cope with a certain weight at the moment, but as I move up, I'm only going to get bigger to cope with the bigger weights.
Yeah, when you get to the level of, I think his name's Dave, the guy who ran the class that I did in jiu-jitsu, Gracie Barrow Long Eaton, great place. I can't wait for them to reopen. The lead guy there who did the no gi classes, he'd been doing it I don't know how long. But when you get to his level, now bear in mind the guy's about, I'd say about your height, if not even a little smaller.
5'11".
He's not a big guy. He's not a tall dude. But he's dense with muscle because I think he does other stuff as well. But when you get to his level, he fucking ragdolled me like I was nothing. And I'm massive in comparison to the guy. He ragdolled me. And it was to the point where, like, I think it was the second week I was there. I'd obviously done grappling for the charity fight beforehand. But it was my second proper jiu-jitsu training. And was doing the sparring at the end, or rolling at the end. At this point, I knew it wasn't about me trying to win. It was about me trying to survive. When you're sparring and rolling for your first probably half a year of doing jiu-jitsu, the whole idea of your sparring and rolling is just to survive, just to try and not tap, because that's a good thing to do, because it means you'll learn escapes, you'll learn scrambling, you'll learn movement, you'll learn positioning and all that kind of stuff just by not tapping and not trying to protect yourself from that. That's all. When I was against this guy, I wanted to at least try and stop him from making me tap for 30 seconds to a minute. That would have been a win for me. You do 5-minute rounds in the rolling, and he made me tap about 8 or 9 times in 5 minutes. Because and the thing is, he said after our spar, he literally said, I did not hold back on you because other people who are new to it, he'll hold back on so he doesn't like kind of make it feel like they don't want to go again, if you know what I mean. But because of he knew what I was doing, what I was going to be doing, what I'm interested in, he knew he could go all out on me to show me the difference in our skills, and he knew that wouldn't turn me away. That would just make me fired up to fucking learn more.
Yeah.
That I want to get you to go with me at some point. I want to get you to come to kickboxing as well with me at some point, just because you are learning violence doesn't make you a violent person. I think that's why a lot of people get turned off of kickboxing.
The only time I was violent is when you pretended you got fired. Oh,
I think that's definitely a story for another day. That one has to be a story
for another day.
That has to be brought up at some point.
We'll have to talk about that, yeah.
But yeah, just to anyone listening out there, look, just because you know how to kick fuck out of someone doesn't mean you are a violent person. Doesn't, I mean, for God's sakes, yes, UFC and all that is full of trash talkers. I was watching a video earlier today, just the 10 nicest people in mixed martial arts. You want to see some nice people who could literally fucking kill you? Go watch Steve Wonderboy Thompson. They did a fight between Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, and the belt on the line was the baddest motherfucker belt. That was the BMF belt. Steve Wonderboy Thompson got given a nicest mofo belt because he couldn't swear on his belt because that's rude. There's so many fighters like that where it's like, just because they get in the cage, and become
sport.
violence. Yeah, they become violence incarnate. They're still the nicest people outside of it. Like they say, yeah, it's a sport. But I think on that note, we should close up for the day. I want to hunt some monsters.
Yeah, definitely.
But yep, so we're going to close up for the day. We will be back next week, same time at 9 p.m. Like I said, it's not a myth, it's not a legend. The biscuit tier list is incoming.
Biscuit tier list.
We're
going to need
just
to make an intro for the biscuit tier list.
But yeah, it is coming. We're just trying to sort it out. It's kind of not been able to be on the forefront of our minds at this moment in time. So it is coming. It is something we're going to do.
Those monsters, boy, and those biscuits don't mean as much.
But anyway, if you want to send us shitpost, memes, funny videos, or your attempts at a flying crane kick or a spinning back kick, you're more than welcome to at Context Needed 1 on Twitter. If you would like to send a formal request to fight either me or Ryan, you will need to email us to get the details of how to send formal correspondence to us.
I fight dirty. I take him ball. Grab his dick and twist it. Grab his dick and twist it.
Some of the instructions for this formal correspondence will include a typewriter with the odour of cigar smoke, of cigarette smoke.
And you can tell that you've had like a whiskey. A nice dram of whiskey, like a proper dram of
one
whiskey.
One of the pages
Scottish
has to have
dram.
like the ring from the cup that it had the whiskey in.
If you want to send a video format through the post, it has to be either on a classic reel of film or a VHS tape.
Has to be a long play VHS tape. Specifically long play, because that one's grainier than the short play.
And if it's audio, it either has to be a record,
vinyl,
either speed, vinyl record, or
no. I'm going to specifically state it has to be a vinyl in slow play.
Has to be a vinyl in slow play. Oh, okay, vinyl in slow play. Maybe even a V8, a little tiny cassette tape. I will be the only person accepting those, as Kyle doesn't like them.
I fucking hate cassette tapes so much.
If you do not send it to us rewinded,
it will be sent back.
A correspondence letter will be sent back requesting a pencil to rewind it. And that is the only format we will take it in. No big biros, just a pencil, a HB Staedtler pencil. That's all we will accept.
So that's the official correspondence. If you want to send me some shit or whatever, you can follow me on Twitter at IKTOasis. I'm also on YouTube for the stream VODs and whatnot, and some highlight videos where you can see my dog saying God is dead. And if you want to get in touch,
like a lemon?
I'm still working on that one.
Knife crime.
I still need to work on that one. I haven't had the chance to. But Ryan, you want to plug your stuff?
Corrupt Photo on Twitter, Corrupt Aesthetic on Instagram. I have got images to upload. I haven't been uploading them because I'm shit at uploading stuff on there. Pretty much it. I've got a YouTube which is Corrupt Aesthetic. There is the VOD footage from our edited episodes of Astroneer on there. Scuffed Astroneer.
That was quite a while ago now, wasn't it? Jesus, I remember that.
I was hoping to do more, but we'll probably never go back to that. If we did, it'd be a fucking blessing. I hope at some point I will get a chance to do some more videos. I don't know whether I'll do that. I think I might do some more stuff that is IRL if I do. Like,
well, you can usually find Ryan. Yeah, you usually find Ryan in my Variety Fridays. He's always in Variety Fridays.
Yeah. Wait, have I not been? No, I've not been in one yet because we've only had a couple so far, haven't we?
So the first Variety Friday we did,
the first official one was like the
Valheim.
It was Valheim, and I was in that one.
The first official one was Valheim.
The second one was Valheim as well, but I wasn't.
You wasn't in the second one, no.
I was in the chat.
You've
seen me in the chat, so I am, in theory, in the stream.
In the stream, yeah. Because the chat goes on the screen, so yeah, you was there.
I'm in there.
And then you've been in every single one since.
Dead Island and Terraria.
Terraria, fucking
Would you like a lemon?
That Terraria stream actually fucking broke me.
Killed you.
I feel
I'm so glad it did. It was brilliant.
It felt like the tapestry of my mind was being ripped to shreds by your cats.
I'm so glad I did it in fucking like thingy mode to start off with, because it was fucking just perfection.
It was a straight hour of chaos.
Because it was just chaos for me as well. Because I was like, I can't remember it being this hard. It's very hard now. Like those ghosts, they didn't used to be a thing.
Those ghosts don't fuck around.
And then we dropped so many graves, we turned our house into a fucking graveyard.
Right, well, we're going to finish up. We need to go hunt Nergigante, and I think we also need to hunt... Is it Devil Joe again do we need to hunt, or is it just the other Elder Dragons?
I think I need to do Devil Joe again, yeah. I need to do Devil Joe again.
We're gonna go hunt those things unless you've got Among Us to do, but either way, we'll be back next week.
I don't. It is hunting time.
It is hunting time, boys.
It's hunting time, brothers.
Either way, I'll be back on Twitch on Wednesday. We are going through the Uncharted series. We'll be back with a podcast next week. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we will see you guys later.
Goodbye now. See you later.